Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello. Greetings to all of you. Welcome to today's program. Sorry, I did kitchen, I'm inside the kitchen preparing something. I'm going to prepare very delicious food. So, as I'm preparing the food, I will be talking to you people. I just want to give out the latest update now from Ukraine, As you can see, the topic, the Ukrainian government are not happy how things are going now in their country. As I normally tell you people, any working government, well, I will not blame Ukraine because Hansman, good evening. Ukraine has been under the payroll of United States since 2014. America has been taking care of the affairs of Ukraine, not allowing the country to function like a normal nation. But the issue there now, most of you remember that after greetings. Most of you remember that after the Maidan coup, good evening, that Germany, France, and Russia went and signed what they call Minsk Agreement. Is it not so? Today, it comes to our knowledge as the former Chancellor of Germany, Angela Merkel, said that this is them, they cut my tongue. Greetings, my brother. Hi. So, the woman made us understand that as that Minsk agreement was signed, and most of you don't know what is in that agreement. If you come to Germany now, Germany has 16 states. Inside the 16 states, every state is independent of the central body, that the central government. It's like that time we have Eastern region, Western region of Nigeria. That's how German it is. That German is. So the Russian government said that he will not like in a situation where Ukrainians will be treating the Russian-speaking side the way Nigeria is treating the Igbo people in Nigeria now. So they will like confederation state in the sense that the eastern part of the nation they will have special status to govern themselves, like Scotland, have their own parliament, manage their affairs, but still under the government of Ukraine. Any nation that want to move forward, those things is something they are going to adopt. But one thing you have to ask yourself, is it not a wonderful idea? It will also help the Ukrainian government and the economy of Ukraine to grow. Employment will be there, a lot of investment will come in, peace will reign. Is it not a wonderful idea? But as the Russians signed that agreement with France and Germany, France and Germany did not allow Ukraine to implement this agreement. Not that Ukraine don't want to implement. The West don't want Ukraine to implement it. Rather, they started training Ukraine because they know that this war will come. They started training Ukraine to fight Russia, to fight their war. Let me put it this way, to fight the Western war. Russia and Ukraine has no issues. But they started poisoning their mind, manipulating them, lying to their, kicking out their indigenous government, appointing their own people in power. I don't understand though. Winner. I don't understand. So, along the line, they were preparing Ukraine to fight this war you are seeing today. That is what the Angela Merkel government made us to understand. I think last week, she made it open. that they know that the war will come, so they started preparing Ukraine and blocking Ukraine from implementing that Minsk agreement. Telling Ukraine that Russia is their enemy, Russia is not their brother, Russia is not their... Russia that created Ukraine. There is nothing like Ukraine before. Ukraine started existing 90s. There is nothing like Ukraine before. Even Donbass and Lugansk of these areas Ukrainians are want to claim now are existing. Like Biafra has been in existence before Nigeria. You know, and Nigeria is occupying Biafra. The same thing that's what the Ukraine want to do. But Russia don't want it that way. And the Europeans are having grudges with Russia. They have been since time immemorial. The West have been looking for someone who will help them to fight Russia. Even that is what made Germans to be in the position where they are today. Because the West, we are looking for who will fight their wars against Russia. You know? And they choose Hitler. Hitler went and lost. And all of them occupied Germany and teared all their wealth and everything. Today, Germany is not longer an independent country. Germany is a vessel of United States and Britain. They are the one dictating whatever that is happening in Germany, whether they like it or not. You know, all this government in Germany you are seeing as ceremonial government. I'm a German. I have to tell you the gospel truth. All the government you are seeing in Germany is ceremonial. Whatever America wants is what will happen in Germany. What Britain wants is what will happen in Germany. So now the new offer they found that will fight their war with Russia is Ukraine. Do you know, and most of you remember, a lot of American politicians travel to Ukraine, and the language you do here is we must win this war with the last blood of Ukrainian. And we are there fighting. Maybe they don't understand the English that these guys are formulating. And you will hear the Europeans also, the other Western, let me call it Anglo-Saxon, you know, all of them. These Janjaweeds, you know, as they have Janjaweeds in Africa, they have Janjaweeds in the West. These people you are seeing are Janjaweeds. Imagine the people that gave Russia sanction, block everything. They don't want any of their good thing to enter Russia. But they love Russian gas and oil. To the extent they are making meeting. I told you people, they don't like to buy things. They like to have everything free of charge. Do you know that now they are making meeting? I will come back to the Ukraine affairs, but I just want to touch some areas. How these people operate. Because that's how they operate in Africa. They gave Russia a sanction. They blocked everything. They blocked their finance because they have nothing. Only financial system is what they have. You know? They blocked everything. They don't want to associate with Russia again. They don't want Russia oil. They don't want Russia this. But they are buying those things from third parties. Today, India is the largest oil, crude, fuel exporter to Europe. Where do India getting their oil? They are getting it from Russia at a cheaper rate and selling it to them. And the West said that they want to form a cartel. A cartel that will buy in Russian oil and gas without Russia, the owner of the property, making any money, making any gain. Did you hear that? They want everything free of charge. They gave Russia sanction. Russia never returned the sanction. Do you know that? Russia have never retaliated all the whole sanction placed on them. The only sanction Russia retaliate is no fly. Europe blocked their airspace and Russia blocked their own. That's the only one that Russia has responded. But other sanctions, economic sanctions, seizures of weight of Russia, everything, Russia just ignore everything. The only thing that Russia did, Russia says, gas for ruble, oil for ruble. That's for you to buy their gas and oil, you must use their currency. And now, only this thing now, Europe is falling into recession. America is falling into recession. The whole Western world is falling into recession. Oops. They made you to understand that Russia has nothing. Russia can't even offer the world anything. Russia is only filling station. But all the food we eat, look at this. Look at this. This onion. Everything we eat, everything This thing, everything come from Russia. Everything we eat come from Russia. If you go to shop now, nothing. Even to the extent they are showing in television for my first time since I'm in Germany that Germans are showing their people how to eat yam. They call it Ghana Kartoffel. That's Ghana yam. They are now showing their people how to eat yam to tell you it don't red. It don't red. Russia never retaliate. Now, let me go back to Ukraine affairs. I will still come back to the Russia own because Russia own is very, very interesting. If Nigeria and Africa will figure out what Russia is doing, Nigeria and Africa will now find out that the West, if Africa come together, West will beg. What did I say? They will beg. Because even though it's war, if Africa is together, they can't fight that war. They can't even win it. You know? So in Ukraine affairs now, you do hear that strong, large language. Ukraine is this. We must deal with Russia. The economy of Russia. Ruble is falling. This, that. Ukraine, they will give the weapon. Ukraine will enter Moscow. And they capture Moscow. All those languages. I published something today. I don't know how many of you have went and read what I published on Russian television. The conference that NATO we are holding, you know. At their kitchen, they cook, my brother, you know. So, in NATO, they were having meetings, you know. So, they invite Ukraine and Ukraine joined via video conference. But if you check this West, all they like to do is form alliance. They have never formed any alliance that will develop you. None. They have never formed any alliance to transfer their technology so that you can develop like them. No. The €9 ticket after 3 months, they said it complete. After 3 months, the train ticket will quadruple. It will go up. So better go and do driving license. If fuel is expensive, there is no way to dodge it. So, as I was saying, they promise Ukraine heaven and earth, promise Ukraine how they would destroy Russian economy, how Ukraine will become the lion of that area. Do you know the latest news? As per yesterday, they opened their dirty mouth. That mouth, they use it to block Ukraine from signing and implementing Minsk agreement. Even though the middleman that Turkey was playing, Turkey wanted to make peace with Ukraine and everything. The day they want to sign the agreement in Turkey, Boris Johnson of England called Zelensky. He dare not go into agreement with Russia. Zelensky pulled out of that discussion. The next day, Boris Johnson landed in Ukraine and promised them heaven and earth. Today, the latest news is that the same West, NATO, is telling Ukraine, you have to check how many land you can hand over to Russia for peace to reign. No be to use this one stab somebody. The time when their land they intact, their land was intact, solid under the government of the central government of Ukraine. Agreement to return my territory, only to give them special status. You tell me that I should not even listen to Russia. They want to dominate me. The same thing they are telling everybody in Nigeria. Igbo want to dominate you. Igbos want to dominate you. They want to dominate you. That is what they are telling Ukraine. Now, Ukraine have went into war with their big brother. And they are losing up to 200 to 500 people per day. Now, as I'm talking to you, because Russia is master in artillery. They are controlling the air and they are leveling anything on the ground. They are turning it to carpet. Now, NATO is telling them, now as I'm talking to you, they should make concessions. How many territories they are ready to hand over to Russia for peace to come back. Who are these people? Who are these people? Huh? Telling them now You blocked them not to implement agreement since 2014. Rather, you took them to military training ground, trained them to fight. Look at it. They have lost all their eastern part of the country. After losing it, you are now telling them to make concessions with Russia. Choose how many territory. They are not going to choose the territory for Ukraine. No. It is Ukrainians that will choose which territory they are ready to hand over to Russia for peace to reign. Sorry. Just imagine. The same people that will come to you to advise you on how to go, how to do whatever. They are not even building any industry to Ukrainians. They are not sending anything that will help the ordinary Ukrainians. They are not helping the economy of Ukraine, only sending weapons. Is it not when somebody builds food before he can go to war? Who cares? If Germans here load container, NGOs, people will voluntarily send clothes. If that is reach Poland border, they will throw away all those things and they will pack ammunition inside. Yes. They love Ukraine. Now, do you know that they are kicking Ukrainians out of their homes here in Germany and other Europe? They are reducing the money they are paying them. They have kicked them out of telecom solidarity. These people, eating with them is like you are eating with devil. It's like you are eating with devil. And as I'm talking to you, you know, they kick Russia out of G7. You know, before they were G7, and they brought Russia in and they make it G8, one of the largest economy in the world. And they keep on sanctioning Russia. The same person you brought into your clique, everything they do, you sanction them. You try to cripple the economy. At the same time, holding hand, drinking champagne with them, that you guys are friends. And as this problem started in Ukraine, what do? They kick Russia out of the G7. Now, yeah, the big boys club. But the latest news now, Russia has formed a new G8. China, Russia, India, Indonesia, Turkey, Iran, Mexico, and Brazil. And do you know the worst case? The GDP of these 8 people is higher than the Western GDP. That big boy is doing like this. The GDP of these people, the new G8 that is coming. Watch out, a day will come, there will be new United Nations. Russia and China will set up a new UN. You see this thing they are doing with Russia. Before America, there was Russia. You hear me? Before this Baltic states, Russia is already in existence. That's to tell you, that thing you saw and you are juggling around, your father have seen it for a very long time and be watching. You know, I'm not talking about BRICS. South Africa is in BRICS. This one is G8, world largest economies. Africa is among, if you come to Africa, it's supposed to be Nigeria. Nigeria, South Africa, and Egypt. But I believe that they did not include them, or maybe they're included under the carpet. They don't want their name to come out so that these people won't go after them. Oh my God. Oh my God. You see, this war in Ukraine is dividing the world, is dividing the planet. Yes. And Russia said it before, they are going to set up a new fair world order. Because America have pushed the West. None of them are respecting United Nations Charter, United Nations treaties. They are now forming their own rule-based order. And they are asking them, what is rule-based order? What is it? Nobody is telling you. Nobody is showing anything. Only that whatever they think about you, they give you the law and you must respect it. That is rule-based order. And Russia said, have this. You get it? Yeah. So that's the latest news from Ukraine. And there is problem. I even read about something that the West are contemplating whether they should give Ukraine nuclear bomb. Russia did not comment on this one. Russia didn't talk, they didn't comment. Everybody, even though China, they remain quiet. But China told America, you know, they went to meeting, I think in one Asia country, America and China, because of Taiwan, whatever they call them. China told America. You see, America, they told a lie. China said, this island, America going to that place that China will declare fucking war on them and they will battle it, that the whole world will shake. They are not ready to allow that state to become independent. After the meeting, American defense minister come out and said that the discussion was wonderful. China was very, very polite. Chinese went on press and said it's a lie. We told them going to Taiwan is act of war. Lie, manipulator. So my people, that's all I have for you. And if you are looking for any international book that you want to read, or you want to go into the programming that I was telling people that programming Python is good, but you need books to read about it, I can be able to research any book you need. I may try, but it will be on PDF. Even though if you want to research about agriculture, anything, name it. If you write me on comment below, give me the title of what you want, the books you want to get from the Western world, I will get the books for you, but it will be on PDF so that you will read to know how to write code, how to train yourself, even though you can learn Python under a day. It depends how smart you are, as far as you have computers. So for those that are interested on that, just write me and I will send it to you free of charge. It's costing me money, but I will send it to you guys. I love you. Bye-bye. Ciao.